Welcome Thundercat fans to another Third Earth Reviews toy review. Today I will be taking a break from the LJN Thundercat toy line to review the Mega Scale Lion-O by Mezco. This is one of two new Mezco Mega Scale Thundercats that was released last month. So let's get started with the packaging. Lion-O comes in this open window box that shows both the Thundercat classic logo along with some fantastic artwork of Snarf. This artwork is different than previous released Mega Scale Lion-O since he does come with a PVC Snarf, but we will get into more details about those Lion-Os later on. The front also states that this is an action figure for ages 15 and up, and that children under 3 should not handle it due to choking hazards. On the side, we have an incredible art piece of the main adult Thundercats, Tigra, Chitara, Panthro, and Lion-O. This artwork is a slightly more modern rendition of the original Thundercats cartoon characters. Each character is in a battle pose holding their signature weapon. On the other side, we have a simple image of the Thundercat classic logo. The back side shows the action figure standing beside the PVC Snarf with both the Cat's lair and the Thundercat symbol in the background. Mezco's contact information is listed on the bottom right, and the packaging also states that this figure includes a Sword of Omens and the claw shield. The top has the continuation of the open window from the front, along with another classic Thundercat logo. And finally, the bottom has all of the basic trademark information. Upon opening, we find that Lion-O and Snarf are housed in a clear plastic shell, while the other accessories are attached on the cardboard backing. Overall, this is a rather nice sculpt, although I do wish they had done a little bit more with the neck and head. This is a large figure, and the neck looks a little too thin for my tastes. But other than that, this Lion-O is fairly well detailed, especially when compared to other versions of this character. The bright red Thundercat symbol on his belt stands out well against the rest of the tans and blues of the figure's coloring. Lion-O's muscles are well defined, and there are extra sculpt lines to represent what I am assuming to be fur. The paint job is excellent overall, although I do have a few minor paint smudges. Now that we've finished talking about the sculpt, let's take a look at his articulation. This version of Lion-O has more articulation than the original LJN Thundercat toy. His head is on a ball joint, so it can look left and right as well as up and down. However, it should be noted that due to his hair sculpt, his range of looking up is very limited. His shoulders are also on a ball joint, so they can move forward and backwards as well as out to the side. This version of Lion-O also comes with an ab crunch. Although there is no articulation at the waist, so the legs are stationary, there is a boot cut that allows you to rotate his boots left and right. There are also swivels at his elbows. However, it should be noted that if you twist his arm too much in one direction, it's gonna look a little weird when it becomes out of line. Lion-O comes with two versions of the Sword of Omens, one in its default dagger state and the other in its fully transformed sword state. Both of these Swords of Omens have a fantastic paint design. The untransformed dagger shows the Eye of Thundera resting against the hilt, while the transformed sword has the Thundercat symbol brightly painted against the silver plastic. He also comes with a more cartoon-accurate claw shield. To put this on, all you have to do is remove his left forearm by twisting. It will pop right off, and you can replace it with the claw shield. It can be a little tricky to put on, but with some work you will have Lion-O wielding his claw shield in no time. As a note, you cannot fit the dagger form of the Sword of Omens into the claw shield, which I feel is a bit of a disappointment. Also, one of my main complaints would be that it's very hard to place the Sword of Omens into his hands. I had to actually heat up his hand with a hairdryer in order to be able to move his fingers enough to place the dagger or the sword into his grip. My other complaint would be that he is very top heavy and has a hard time balancing. You have to get him in just the right battle pose for him to stand correctly, and most of the time that requires him looking down at his feet. Lion-O comes with his faithful companion Snarf. This Snarf is very similar to the vintage LJN PVC Snarf that came in the double pack with Lion-O. This version of Snarf has a beautiful paint job with a very unique pose with his tail wrapping around his feet, which is not something we saw in the vintage toy line. As a side note, this Snarf also came with the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Mega Scale Chitara. Mezco has released a few other versions of this Mega Scale Lion-O. The original Mega Scale Lion-O was released in 2011 and again as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Both earlier Lion-Os had different artworks on the front, featuring Lion-O in attack pose. The earlier releases were also for the ages 14 and up instead of the new age guidelines of 15 years and older. Overall, this is a great action figure for any Thundercat fan out there. It has a more modern style than the original LJN Thundercats, while still holding to that classic feel we love so very much. The 2016 Mega Scale Lion-O by Mezco is still available with some online stores, so shop around to find the best price. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Next time I will be continuing with the modern toys and taking a look at the 2016 Mega Scale Tigra. Until then, this has been Third Earth Reviews.